What it is, though. It's your boy Crook LDB Team 100. We in here, sure. Thank you guys for checking out the reactions, man. The reactions definitely are coming. Please leave a comment down below as to what you guys would like to see me react to. It can be anything. Funny, sports related, you feel what I'm saying? Just give me something, man. Just give me something so I can keep throwing these reactions out for y'all. Now, this video, as y'all can see, is an hour and 14 minutes. So I'm literally not going to watch this whole hour. I'm going to be skipping through, a few of it. But this is Los Polos and Low TV or Low or something like that. They are debating on who's the best player ever. Is it Michael Jordan or LeBron James? So I just want to hear what they got to say, and then I'm going to give y'all my opinion on it. I don't know why we keep having this debate. I'll tell you why. There's no point in having this debate after the video. But I'm just going to be skipping through some parts. I'm not, like I said, I'm not going to watch the whole video. So let's see what they talking about, man.
I thought you were a Heat fan.
No, Los, I've always been an LA fan. I just liked a few players on the Heat. Similar to you. Like both of us on the same page with the Heat. We just like a couple players. We saw the potential, very early.
What do you mean a couple players? Like I like
Jimmy, Bam, really like Tyler Hero. Just a handful of players. That's all it is.
So you're posing as a Laker fan to make a point right now.
No, I've always been a Laker fan. Always been a Laker fan, man. Since look at this. Look at this jersey. That's Adidas right there, not Nike.
Bro, this is the dumbest troll. I know you're a Heat fan.
I'm not a Heat fan.
You literally said you were.
No, I said I support the Heat, man. That's all it was, man. I'm a Laker fan, man. We won our 17th chip. We're here to have this conversation, Los. Let's not change the debate now. Come on now, Los.
And now I don't even know what we're debating, because now you've completely I don't know what the fuck you're saying.
So we're here right now to talk about what everybody wants us to talk about.
What do you think people want us to talk about?
Let's discuss why Michael Jordan is still the greatest of all time. Let's talk about it, Los. Okay. Let's talk about that. Okay. Let's talk about that.
Before we say that, can you take off the Laker gear? Because come on.
I'm a Laker fan. Plus, I ain't get my haircut in a second, so I can't let people see my hairline. That's bugging. Yo, Los.
Nah, shit, I thought you were gonna take it serious, and now you're pretending to be a Laker fan. It's psychotic.
I've been a Lakers fan, Los. If anyone who knows me, they know me. I've been a
LeBron, and in his 17 years in a league, he's got maybe one thing on his resume with the Mavs, which is still a little questionable to me. But I'll give you that. The Mavs thing, whatever. So how do you say, oh no, Jordan is he's the GOAT, he's the best, whatever? Before I say anything, I want to hear your take on that.
Because I haven't seen him. Is that what you're insinuating? Is that what the?
I'm asking how you're so sure. Like, did you go back and watch, seasons worth of game film and all this shit? Like, how do you know?
Yeah, I've watched plenty of footage. Definitely reread a couple articles, kind of figure out what the narrative was back then. Looked at the teammates, understand what they were producing. But I've definitely watched a bunch of games, especially when the NBA was at a break. I
feel like you can't compare if
I watch all the finals that Jordan has been in.
If you've never seen Jordan, you can't participate in this debate.
How do you watch these games?
You go on YouTube. They're on YouTube.
Like the full every game, like game 1, 2, 3 of every series, like it's all there.
I think the '92 series, there's some games missing, but I think outside of that final series, I think you can go back and watch every single last game on YouTube for every.
Okay, yeah, no, continue. My fault.
But no, because I've done that, I've watched the games, I've read articles, I've understood what exactly was going on at that moment in the NBA history, and Jordan over everyone else. But again, LeBron, I said this last time, LeBron is still in the league, still doing his thing, which is amazing, doing it for 17 years, and because of that, it still leaves it up for debate. But as of right now, even with this championship, I would still have Jordan over LeBron.
So, all right, so you guys might think I'm going to sit here and be like, oh, no, listen, it's LeBron because this. I'm going to just bring up something. Do you watch football?
A little bit.
Okay, so this is it's kind of scary how similar this is, but let's talk about so Jordan has 6 rings. So do you know how many rings Tom Brady has?
Was it 5?
I'm pretty sure it was 6. I don't know.
6.
Chat, am I dumb? Like, is it 5 or 6?
It's 6.
6,
bro.
right?
Yeah, 6.
Okay. 6.
All right, 6. It's 6. It's 6. Now I want to put it this way, bro. From what I've done, from my research that I've done on the history of the game, and especially Jordan, because I don't just blindly say, "Oh, LeBron's better than Jordan." I don't just out of nowhere say that shit. There's a reason.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of shit, and a lot of people say context. I feel like these 6 rings that Jordan has, I think a lot of it has to do with a system. And I think it's the same way with Tom Brady, how it's a system. Amazing, like, coaching, players around him at all times, and like an actual system in place on how to play the game. LeBron, and no one can deny this about LeBron. LeBron was playing on teams with coaches that have never done shit, with like fucking players that have never done shit, random ass like scrubs. LeBron was never put into a situation with like, oh, Kawhi Leonard drafted to the Spurs, Popovich, fucking Hall of Fame coach, fucking Hall of Fame players, learns in the system how to play the game, all this shit. So I feel like when we talk about Jordan's 6 rings, we can talk. I think it's not a crazy thing to talk about it in the same way that we talk about Tom Brady's 6 rings, because nobody is saying that Tom Brady's the greatest football player to ever live. If some people are saying that, the only ones saying that are basing it off of the team accomplishments, which are the rings. If you just took Jordan by himself, if you took LeBron by himself, and we're just looking at like their numbers, like just what they do in the game, not the team accomplishments, I don't see how any person can sit there, look at these stats, and go, oh no, dude, he's the best. Like, that's it. There's no discussion at all. When LeBron statistically, and he's still going too, he's going to pass Jordan in whatever. Or if I don't know if he already did, whatever. But, dude, LeBron statistically is a better player than Jordan. He's bigger, he's stronger, he's faster, he can guard more positions. He can just do more than Jordan.
But Jordan won Defensive Player of the Year multiple times.
Situation? Yeah, he
LeBron,
was.
I don't think LeBron ever won Defensive Player of the Year.
More
like
lucky
ever.
than LeBron. He's luckier than LeBron. And you could say Kawhi's luckier than LeBron. You could say Tom Brady's luckier than LeBron. But to say he's better than LeBron, I have a really hard time doing that based off of just, oh, he has 6 rings. Like, oh, his team was the best 6 times. Like, I just have a hard time agreeing with that. That's why I have this. That's what. What the fuck was that? Fuck, I feel like I was saying something and then Jake interrupted me, but.
I'm assuming the premise of what you were saying is, statistically speaking, LeBron is just better player, and situation that Jordan was drafted into put him in a better situation to win championships. I'm assuming that was.
Yeah, and my whole point was, it's not just Jordan. It's there's other. I would say that the premise of what I was saying to finish it off was that all these other players, most players are more lucky than LeBron. Like, I'll put it like that. LeBron has created his own luck in deciding to change and go to Miami, going back to Cleveland, getting them to trade for Love and all that. Like, he's made his own luck, because him being on teams and where he's drafted and whatever, that shit did not work out at all. That shit did not fucking work out at all. And I don't think it's LeBron's fault, because, like I said, he's been putting up the numbers and he's put up fucking great numbers. It's not his fault.
Okay. I just want to make a few points. Number 1, first off, how the league was, or well, I'm going to say how the league is now, is, again, it's two different eras, bro. Two different eras. You feel what I'm saying? I mean, I get it as far as like the system part of aspect of it. Okay, the Bulls did definitely have a system, but I can't say that Jordan was only good because of a system, bro. I can't say that. I can't say that. LeBron pretty much controlled, how can I put this? LeBron is pretty much like the GM in a way. Like all right, so you know when players normally get drafted, you feel me? They get drafted to a team, they play out their contract or whatever the case may be, and then the team decides if they want to trade them, if they want to do whatever with them. Back then, players had no control over what they was doing. This day and age, even though it's not a lot of players, it's still a few players. I say maybe like the top 10 players that can dictate and that can make decisions on their own as far as where they want to go. LeBron's is one of them. You feel what I'm saying? If he goes to a team, he can walk up to the GM and say, listen, I want this. I want him. Trade him. We should trade for him. Don't give up no draft picks. Give this draft pick up for that dude. LeBron can do that. You feel what I'm saying? Like, and half the times, bro, I don't even think LeBron even listens to the coach, bro. LeBron don't. LeBron makes up his own stuff. And because he's so good, the coaches don't say nothing. It's not that. It's just LeBron's IQ is so like LeBron's IQ is different to the point where it's like, why do I need to listen to a coach? That's why he never respected David Blatt, because it's like, yo, you're not about to tell me how to play the game, and you never even played in the NBA. You played overseas. You feel me? You don't know about the NBA, so I'm not about to listen to you. That's why the experiment didn't work out, because they didn't like the coach. I mean, Ty Lue was a little better, but I feel like, yeah. But as far as the championships, bro, that's how you separate yourself. When you winning and you're able to accomplish 6 straight rings, yo, that says a lot about you, because obviously it can't be just the system, bro. At some point, yeah, just getting there can be the system, and maybe 2 is the system. But at a certain point, Jordan just took over. Like, you feel what I'm saying? It would be different. Like, you feel me? Just imagine the Spurs. The Spurs had a system, but the Spurs system was feed the hot man, keep the ball movement, don't do nothing flashy. You feel me? Like you feel me? But it was never really games where like just Tim Duncan stepped up. Tim Duncan stepped up. Eric Mount Ginobili stepped up. Tony Parker stepped up. Hell, Patty Mills would step up every once in a while. You feel me? Back then when they had Rudy Gay would step up. That's a system. That's how you do the system. The system is when you can have multiple players go off, and then you just feed the high hand. Same thing with Golden State. I feel like Golden State has a good system. You feel what I'm saying? Feed the hot hand, screen, shoot it. You let Stephen Clay shoot it. That's a system. San Antonio, that's a system. I can't say that the Bulls had a system. I don't know. But I don't know, because I feel like at some point in time, when you got Jordan taking over the game, it's not just a system anymore, bro. He's basically saying, scrap that system, give me the ball, move out the way. That's not a system, bro. That's just greatness. That's just dominance. That's being able to say, give me the ball, move out the way. You feel me? Simple.
But go ahead. That's what I was trying to say, is that all these people, these people are lucky as fuck. And LeBron is really unlucky.
I would argue that Jordan isn't as lucky as what you're trying to make it out to be, because Jordan was drafted to an organization that didn't have any culture or any winning history at all. The Bulls were an abysmal franchise. There's a reason why they were drafting with that high of a lottery pick. They were a terrible team. Even the players when Jordan got there were not like there weren't anyone on the team that was of substance, and that's another reason why during his sophomore season when he got hurt, when Jordan was out, they still weren't winning any games. So I completely disagree on that.
No, but I know what you're saying is true, right? But we know what happened with Jordan's career, so we already know what happened. We know that eventually it turned into fucking Scottie Pippen, fucking being the best team in the league with an amazing coach. We already know what happened. So it's like, he could have been. Okay, go ahead.
I think a lot of that still has to do with LeBron. I mean, it's something to do with Jordan. And some of the thing with LeBron, like as great as the situation he was in with Miami and Cleveland and now with the Lakers, everything still is because of how great LeBron is as a player. Same thing with Jordan. It doesn't matter how great of a player Pippen and how great of a coach Phil Jackson were. They weren't going to win anything unless they had someone like Jordan around them. And so even though, you're right, Jordan was drafted on a team that at the moment when he was drafted was god-awful and terrible, and it took a while for them to piece things together.
Yeah, facts. If you look at the comment section, look at the Bulls now, bro. They ain't been relevant. And I mean, like, dominant level. They have not been a dominant presence since Jordan, bro. The only era that they was respectable was Derrick Rose era, when Derrick Rose got there. But they just could never get over the LeBron hump. You feel what I'm saying? Like, they just couldn't win it. I mean, yeah, it's cool if you go into the playoffs, but if you keep losing in the second round, like, come on. You know what I'm saying? Like, they have not been dominant since Jordan left. That was damn near 15 plus years ago.
When they actually got things together, it worked out in their favor. But to claim that he's lucky, I don't. That's like this. Also,
there's luck behind it. There's luck.
It's true, but I think this is the part that I think you and many other people don't understand and disassociate with what's happening right now in the league in contrast to what happened several years ago. To understand the privilege that that Jordan had, you also have to understand the privilege that LeBron has right now. Not only with his understanding of how to take care of his body, but also LeBron is in a situation right now in an era where free agency exists. You can demand trades. You can go on teams. You can basically pick whatever team you want to do.
Fact.
Back then, that did not exist. Players were signing contracts that were like 10 years long. That was a standard.
Fact.
You were stuck on an organization for practically your entire career. Magic Johnson signed a 25-year deal. Like, stuff like that would not happen.
So if LeBron had to go by those rules, then we could agree that he might not have any ring. He might have one ring. I don't know. If he just stayed on the Cavs, God knows what the fuck could have happened, bro.
I'm not saying he should have done that. I'm okay with LeBron leaving the Cavs. I made a whole video about how Dan
I don't
Gilbert
think he would have won as many rings, bro.
Is one of the worst owners. I feel like they
whole career, he
wasted his first 7 years. You said the same thing about Anthony Davis.
Hell no.
The Pelicans just wasted the first 7 years of an all-time great player's career. That is factually correct.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, to understand the privilege that someone has, you also have to acknowledge that having the ability to be a free agent, having the ability to have a conversation between other teammates on other teams, and having an ability to sign contracts all at the same time and go to a franchise at one time to form a super team, that is a privilege that no other era had in NBA history.
But hold on, I'm not trying to
Sure.
Okay, let's not say that no one switched teams. Dude, many people switched teams. People got traded. What about Rodman? Didn't he play against Rodman, then Rodman joined him?
But Rodman got traded because they didn't want him anymore. If you were a valuable asset in the 80s and 90s, they were only trading you unless you just completely held out and forced a trade. That's the only way they were trading you. Clyde Drexler didn't get traded until all the way in 95, and he was complaining about the Portland Trailblazers back in 93. Same thing with Charles Barkley. So
I know, but I'm saying the point. I'm just saying the point is that we're not going to act like no one switched teams. There were free agents. People got traded. Shit happened like that.
Los. The concept of a free agent it didn't start to exist until the mid-90s. Like, literally, players used to sign contracts.
And Jordan played on another team, too. So, like, what are we talking about?
He played on another team, he retired. The concept of being a free agent didn't exist until the mid-90s. Players were practically restricted free agents for their entire careers. However, again, I agree with you that Jordan was in a very privileged situation where he was privileged with a great coach. He was privileged with a great running mate, Scottie Pippen, privileged with a system. I'm not denying that.
Hold on, one second.
Should I get the Miami Heat jersey? If he gets on stream, I'm.
Sure, was not a Hall of Fame coach. Like, first of all, the Heat that he went to, like,
Please, no, say what you about to say about Eric Spoelstra. Say what you about to say about Eric Spoelstra. Say it.
No. Hold on. That's not what I'm gonna say. That's not what I'm gonna say. I'm just gonna say this because I'm not gonna disrespect Spoelstra. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say he did not just join a fucking team like KD or like some shit like, oh, let's just join a fucking super team. Fucking no, he joined a team and they had to start from the fucking bottom. Like they fucking had D Wade, that was there, but that was not a fucking championship fucking caliber team. All right, let's just get right back.
So when we were talking about
no, hold on. Before you say that, I'm gonna say this.
Yeah.
You want me to agree with the whole free agent privilege shit? Then please, I want to hear you agree with how fucking lucky Jordan wound up. Please, I want to hear that, bro. Because if you don't think that's lucky,
I said that he was lucky and he's been privileged to play with Scottie Pippen, Dennis Rodman, been coached by Phil Jackson, and all that stuff. I'm not in denial about that. I'm just putting things into
okay, so just to make it clear, we're both in agreement that each player is lucky in their own way.
Yeah.
It's just the fact that
definitely.
Jordan's luck resulted in more rings. I mean, LeBron's career is not over, but I mean, bro.
But even in that sense, and this is the reason why so many people would have LeBron under Jordan, is that all what happened in the first 7 years of LeBron's career in any rational person's mind is acceptable because it's not like he had the adequate help around him to win. But when you then leave and you take your own career in your own hands, which rightfully so, and then you celebrate the decision that you signed with the Miami Heat, and then you claim you're going to win 7 championships.
Dude, now you're getting into semantics. You're just talking about outside factors.
Can I get to my point? Can I get to my point?
I know what you're saying.
Can I get to my point? Can I get to my point?
Go ahead.
When you do all of those things, and then you get to the finals, and then you do not perform, that thus proves the point that it's more than just he's bigger, he's taller, he's stronger. Look at the numbers he posts up. Because even when he's bigger and stronger, I think your stream just crashed again.
Nah, no way. There's no way.
It shows and it proves that it's more than just he's bigger, stronger, faster, whatever you want to say, the metrics, the numbers. It's more than just that, because if it was that simple, then he would have just won a championship in 2011. And I think that's the point that so many people, I think many people are trying to convey that. They just do it. They just do a terrible job with it on Twitter.
So basically you're saying, you're like, okay, LeBron, you wanted to take this in your own hands. Like, you want to take your career in your own hands. So let's go ahead, bro. Go do it. Like, let's see what happens. And then he loses, and you're like, see, told you, bro. Like, it's almost kind of like a got you type shit. It's like,
it wouldn't be a got you if he played great. What? He's not
so he lost, and no. So if he won, then what? Then what's the excuse then? There's gonna be an excuse.
There's not an excuse. That's it. Like, that's not for me, at least. I can't speak on everybody on Twitter. For me, it's not an excuse, because I understand that you can't just win a championship on your own. I understand that every other all-time great player had another all-time great player beside them, and another all-time great coach on the bench, and an all-time great front office. I understand
look at
those
AI and the
things.
Sixers.
So I'm not going to, again, I'm not holding against what happened in
AI
2007.
had the
I'm not holding against what happened in
2015. They wasn't
like,
winning that series.
Several losses, nearly all of them.
Because if it was all about to be better than Jordan, you gotta go undefeated in the finals, then dude, and after 2007, it would have been over for him. It would have been over.
But those arguments are from ignorant people. I'm not.
But then why does the loss in 2011 mean so much? Like,
because
why is
that's
it so
an opportunity. Because that's an opportunity that you can win. It's a legitimate opportunity. It's not like you were an underdog. It's not like the odds were against you. You had a legitimate opportunity to win. At worst, is even if you want to inflate the Dallas Mavericks, at worst they were even with the Miami Heat that year. And then not only do you lose, but you lose in a manner in which results in 8 points for a game, scoring 0 points in the fourth quarter. And for someone who's bigger, taller, stronger, like you say, that's your word.
This is this is literally one series. We're not going to get into all of Jordan's failures before this shit. I'm not even going to touch on that.
But the same way I'm not touching on LeBron's failures before that because I can
no, because this is why. Because let me get to this before I go into that. So if we can agree, that was a winnable championship. The Mavs is a winnable championship.
It was,
right?
Yeah.
I think the same people would say that Warriors team was supposed to beat the Cavs, and that was not a winnable championship when they played the Warriors, and they wound up winning. So I'm pretty sure something like that could make up for, like he lost in 6 against the Mavs instead of winning. Okay, so why is it this giant gap where it's like, no, nothing you can ever do will like be on Jordan's level?
Again, you're referencing me in the same class as ignorant people because I never said it was a massive gap. And I agree with you. If anything, that should count. What happened in 2016 should counterbalance what happened in 2011. But that still means that if he wants to be greater than him, then he would have to do more than him. That doesn't if let's hypothetically speaking, if we're just keeping count, if 2011 is a minus or a takeaway from LeBron, if that's a -1, and then even if you want to say 2016 is +2, that still leaves you with 1. You're basically knocking off even. You're trying to not erase, but you're trying to.
Nah, bro, that championship against the best team of all time, 73-9, bro. I'm gonna say that's worth more than 2, bro. And guess what?
I would argue that what happened in 2011 was more than -1.
Oh, really? Oh, so okay. Yeah. So you were just wearing a Kobe jersey. What do you think about Kobe getting swept by that team, though?
Again, I'm not one of the people like you who belittle finals competition.
No, I want you to subtract. I want you to subtract from Kobe. I want you to subtract multiple from Kobe, bro. Because you want to subtract multiple from LeBron. Subtract from Kobe.
And guess what, Los? That's on Kobe's resume too. That's why he's not in the conversation that we're having right now. That's part of the reason.
I don't think so. I don't think people even talk about that. I don't think people even bring that up.
Well, mainly because there's so many other things to talk about Kobe before we even get to that point. But that is part of the conversation. But you're right. Hey, you're right, Los. You're right. That team swept a back-to-back defending champion Los Angeles Lakers team. You know who else swept? You know who else swept back-to-back defending champions? You know who else swept that? You know who else did that?
Are you going to say Jordan swept what? The Pistons or some shit?
No, I don't have to say that. The 96 Seattle Supersonics did the same thing. They swept the Houston Rockets, who were back-to-back defending champions. And yet, for whatever reason, that team is not anybody brings up that team, then all of a sudden that's not a good team. But now you're trying to tell me.
I never said that. I never said that about the Sonics. I said I think the Jazz are overrated as fuck, and I think that Stockton and the other couple white guards they had could not guard anybody in the league today, and I think that 90% of the starters
Utah
in the
was
league
tough, bro.
And that's who was guarding Jordan?
Utah was tough, bro. Utah was tough. And the thing about it is you knew what they were doing. They were simply running pick and roll every time, and nobody could guard it. Nobody. Literally. Nobody could guard it. So I don't want to say overrated, bro. I don't want to say overrated, bro. I definitely don't want to say overrated, bro. You feel what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie. They had some ballers. They definitely had some. Utah definitely had some ballers, bro.
Come on, bro. You know LeBron.
Wait, Chad, I ain't gonna lie. This is interesting. I might do a part 2 to this. I ain't gonna hold you. I definitely might do a part 2 to this. Because this debate is interesting, man. It's kind of interesting.
Just eat them up. Come on, bro.
Stockton wasn't guarding Jordan, though.
He would switch on to Jordan. And that other dude, what was that guy's name? Havlicek?
Byron Russell was the primary defender on Jordan. What
yeah.
was that?
Dude, that's not true.
He guarded him the whole...
And how many times...
I think he guarded him damn near the whole series.
I can pull up a picture right now. I'll Google Bulls, Jazz, Finals. There will be a dude guarding Jordan that looks like he should not even be in the same gym as Jordan, bro.
And Los, let's use that same logic for LeBron. If I pull up a picture where JJ Barea...
No, don't do that! Don't fucking bring up JJ fucking Barea!
question. Los, I'm asking a question. If I bring up that picture, does that mean
I
that
thought we were
JJ
having
Barea
a civil thing here. I thought it was
listen,
civil.
listen, does that mean that JJ Barea is LeBron's primary defender because I pull up one picture?
Then why do LeBron haters say, oh my God, LeBron got shut down by JJ Barea and Jason Terry? Why do I have to hear this? Why do I have to hear this when we know that those are not the primary defenders? We both know this.
And so who was? Sean Marion? Is that who it was?
Is Sean Marion 6'7" and a good defender?
I'm just asking you a question, Los.
I'm asking you a question. You're the expert.
You answer a question with another question?
I'm asking if he's good. You tell me.
At that stage of his career, yeah, I would still say he was good.
He's a good defender, and I think the team defense was good.
Agreed. I'm happy you admit that the team defense matters, not just one or two individual players. Similar to what happened in the 90s, it was team defense. Team defense didn't just start existing. It's always existed, Los.
It's existed on some teams, not all teams.
All right, I ain't gonna lie. I don't want this video going to be long. Cause like I said, this video was like an hour. I don't want it to be long. Y'all, look, I'm going to close the video out with this. There's no definitive way that you can compare LeBron to Jordan. And the reason why I say this is because it's just too many factors. From this point, everything is going to be opinionated. Everything is going to be your opinion on who's better, either Jordan or LeBron. First off, it's two different areas. I said areas, eras. It's two different eras. You can't compare two different areas. Back then, you could elbow somebody and it could just be a common foul. You elbow somebody today, you getting a flagrant or either ejected. You feel what I'm saying? Back then, people would like yo, it was way physical back in the day, way physical. And some of the stuff people would actually get away with, it would just be a common foul. In this era, bro, you can't get away with nothing. If you go so far as to slap somebody on the hand, it's a foul. Like, you got players today flopping. Like, come on now. Flopping is at an all-time high in this era right here. All-time high, bro. You see it every time. You feel me? This league's soft. So not only that it's two different eras, yo, they play two different positions. You feel what I'm saying? And then like their game is just different, bro. Like, LeBron and Jordan is not the same player, bro. They definitely not the same player. They not. The most you could go with who is the same player is Kobe and Jordan. Kobe was the closest thing to Jordan, bro. The closest thing. LeBron his game is just not Jordan, bro. His game is not Jordan's. LeBron's game is predicated to making the team better. He distributes, he rebounds, he passes, but he also can get his. Jordan was just, you feel what I'm saying? Jordan could still pass the ball and all of that, but his dominance was his scoring, bro. I feel like LeBron's dominance is just impacting the game. It wasn't necessarily scoring, because we could argue it was hella times where LeBron had the chance to be aggressive, and we knew that if he beat aggressive, he would have won the game, but he wasn't aggressive. That's just not his game. So it's two different games. Then, like, yo, it's just, again, what they were saying earlier, like, is, like, LeBron was privileged. I mean, back then, players were frowned upon for taking a stand. Like, if you didn't like yo, look at Scottie Pippen's contract. Scottie Pippen had a terrible contract. I don't remember what that contract was, but he had a terrible contract. You feel what I'm saying? And it's like, yo, the only person that was getting paid on that team was Jordan. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you got people that signing a contract like Kentavious Caldwell-Pope 1 year for 17. Hold on, I think it was 17 million 1 year, and he got like 20 something million this year. Like, come on, those contracts wasn't that big back then. People were signing like 2-year deals for like $800,000. You feel what I'm saying? What's $800,000? Yo, a bench player today gets at least $500K to $1 million. A bench player who's number 15 on a roster, but he probably get $800K to $1 million, and just to sit on his ass. Like, but I ain't gonna lie. In my opinion, you just can't compare the two, bro. Like, you really just can't compare the two. But I ain't gonna lie, these was kind of interesting quotes, and I know the video was long, so I'm at 30 minutes. So if you guys want to see me do a part 2 to see what else they're talking about, can I get this video to at least give me 7 likes? Give me 7 likes on this video, I will do a part 2 on here. You feel what I'm saying? Because I feel like those points are very interesting. But hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.